Need some coins for that God Squad you've always wanted? For fast and the cheapest coins anywhere, make sure you guys check out MMOEXP.com and use code ZERK for 5% off your order. Link is in the description.
The whole thing wobbin', wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
What's going on, guys? It's Zerk's Match today with another Madden Ultimate Team video, and today I'm going to be going over the best free 94 overall Campus Hero Part 2 players to go with. Now, of course, if you guys go ahead and complete one of the master sets, which as of the time of recording this video, we only know about Brian Arakpo, but there is going to be another reveal tonight. So the offensive player or the defensive 96 overalls, you do get 3 NCAT 94 overall players of your choice if you put in, the 3 94 overalls it requires to get Arakpo or whoever the offense player is. So maybe you want to go ahead and know which players take there, or the solo challenges. There is a free NCAT Campus Hero Fantasy Pack you guys will get. So you get all of the Campus Heroes, you can choose one of them. So here are my rankings of the 10. Now, I do want to give a shout out to Brody Gray for being a part of the Noti Gang. If you guys want the chance to shout out in the next video, drop a like in the vid, make sure you guys are subbed to the channel, notification bell on, and comment down below Noti Gang. And also, if you guys have not already checked out Underdog Fantasy, you can use code ZERK to match first deposit up to $100. We do have NBA tonight. We also have NFL this weekend, and there is a 50 times odds booster currently going on. If you guys want more details about that, check out my Twitter. It is actually my pinned tweet, but you can turn $10 into $500 right now. So definitely check it out. As I said, code ZERK, match first deposit up to $100. That link will be at the top of the comment section. With that, guys, let's get into these 10 cards and my official rankings on them. So starting off at number 10, we have Brandon Spikes, right? Now, why is Brandon Spikes at 10? Well, it's pretty obvious. He's only got 90 speed as a middle linebacker. Now, he is really good in the run game. He's got 95 block shed, 94 hit power. He's also got 92 acceleration. The zone coverage isn't really crazy, so it's really just because he's only a 90 speed middle linebacker that really can't cover. Now, at number 9, I'm going to go with Brad Van Pelt, and again, it's because he is a coverage linebacker. He's got 92 speed, 91 excel, 91 block shed, 91 play rate. Now, I will say, as of the time that I'm recording this video, because I am recording this video here before these Campus Hero players actually come out, because I want to get this info to you guys now so you kind of know exactly what you're looking forward to tomorrow, and I have other videos to do tomorrow afternoon. I don't exactly know what his zone coverage is, but to be honest, I don't really think that will change my rankings on him at all, just because he's a coverage linebacker. I'm not that crazy about him, and I believe that he is 6'2", I want to say. So it's not like he's, Ted Hendricks or somebody crazy tall at a coverage linebacker spot, but Brad Van Pelt, number 9. And at number 8, I'm going to go with Sam Bradford. Now, a couple things I want to say. Number 1, I don't know what his release is like. And number 2, I don't think this card is crazy good, right? And also, if you're taking him as an NCAT, well, you're getting Sam Bradford as an NCAT, right? So you're getting a quarterback here that you can't really get rid of, essentially. You can quick sell and whatever, but also if you guys have, let's say, the make rights, right? Let's say you have the make rights for the Derrick Henry and Isaiah Simmons, whatever. I think most people are probably going to go with Derrick Henry, as you most certainly should, in my opinion, because that card is just so good. I think he's the best quarterback in the game right now. With Sam Bradford, you cannot get Gunslinger and Hunter Master. You have to choose between the two. Now, you do have to power him up to even get Gunslinger there, and the card itself, powered up, because you're more than likely going to want to power him up and go with the Gunslinger anyways. 83 speed, 95 throw power, 95 short, 92 medium, and 91 deep. If you power him up, it's a solid card. It really is a solid card. I don't think his release is going to be anything crazy special. I doubt that he's going to get like the Aaron Rodgers type release there. So it's not really, game-changing, this Bradford card at all. It's just like a decent QB. Now, at number 7, we have Mon Green. Now, a couple things I want to say. I believe the last time that he was in Madden, he weighed 217 or 218 pounds, I believe. One of those two there. Not a big difference between the 1 pound there. But still, he's not the biggest running back in the game, right? There are a lot of running backs that we have currently that are top tier meta that are 225, 230, really big running backs. So that definitely does hurt Mon Green. Now, he's got 93 speed, 93 acceleration, 94 trucking, 91 break tackle, great carrying at 95. Not a big fan of the agility and change direction being that low, 85, 88, and he's got good catching at 83. So do I think that you could use this Mon Green card and he could be a starter for you? I do, depending on your play style. However, he's definitely not a top tier running back. I think this is a solid, running back to pick up and be your number 2 for a while. I definitely think that is a pretty good idea. So, Mon Green, that's why I kind of have him lower here, although running back, I would kind of consider it a depth position because it is, you can use your second running back, even your third running back, whatever. For me personally, my second running back doesn't really get into the game that much. So when it comes to taking a player to be your backup running back, not the highest for me. Number 6, I'm going to go with Jack Tatum. Now, here's the thing, right? There are a ton of good safeties in the game right now. And I will say one thing about safeties and kind of a disadvantage that they have. If you are a smaller safety in this game, or a smaller defensive back in general, and I have a 6'3", 6'4", 6'5 receivers, which there are tons of, great big receivers right now, it's definitely a mismatch. And Jack Tatum, unfortunately, so is 5'10". Now, I'm not saying this card is bad because it's not. It's definitely a great card. This isn't somebody you're going to want to use her on, of course, because as I said, he's 5'10", and there are just so many better, taller safeties currently in the game that you could use her on. But as a deep coverage safety, 93 speed, 94 excel, 95 zone coverage, 96 hit power, it's a solid card. He's got great coverage. He's got the hit power there. The 93 speed, 94 excel, still really good. But as I said, 5'10", that really, really does hurt the card. It's a solid card. If you go with him, I understand it. But for me, on my rankings, definitely not towards the top. Now, in number 5, yes, this is Booger McFarland. Anthony McFarland here. He's actually pretty solid. You guys may be surprised. I don't really put DTs very high on these lists just because personally I feel like, with going with a defensive tackle, there's just so many better options you could potentially go with, putting a right end or left end at DT, depending on your scheme. And again, that really all comes down to scheme, right? So just my personal preference when I do these ranking videos, I just don't like DTs that much because I don't even use defensive tackles on my team unless my opponent is just really, really running the ball. So I like those big block shedding DTs. And Anthony McFarland's actually really solid. Now, the only issue I have with this card is the finesse move only being an 81 there, right? You would really prefer to have both power move and finesse move. And with McFarland, he's got great speed. 84 speed, 87 excel, one of the faster defensive tackles in the game. Now, I believe that he's probably going to be 300 pounds. I did look up his weight, and I think he's probably going to be 300 pounds and he's put in the game, which is still a pretty decent sized DT. 94 strength, 94 block shed, 95 power move. So I definitely think this card is actually kind of solid. So if you went with him, you want to get a good defensive tackle in there in the middle, I don't think this is a bad pick. At number 4, I'm going to go with Billy Joe Dupree. Now, I will admit, I think there are some better tight ends currently in the game, right? Now, and again, this one kind of comes down to your scheme because if you only run one tight end, I think you would rather have maybe Taysom Hill. I prefer Vernon Davis. I love Vernon Davis, and I think that everybody should have that card. But Billy Joe Dupree, 91 speed, 95 catch in traffic, 91 spec catch. He's got 94 short route running, 91 medium, and 84 run block. So if you run, a 2 tight end system, he can definitely get in there, be a good run blocker, and be good with catching the ball with great catch in traffic, great speed on him. He's got the route running. Obviously, Vernon Davis is much faster, but Billy Joe Dupree is actually really good after the catch as well. You guys can see Billy Joe Dupree right here, guys, 6'4", 225 pounds. So there definitely are some bigger tight ends in the game. But as I said, pretty solid after the catch. This is 90 overall. His team diamond here with 88 truck, 88 juke move. So going from a 90 to a 94, you would expect both of those to be kind of low 90s. So, not crazy after the catch, but pretty solid. The break tackle, mid-80s, trucking up there, juke up there. Don't sleep on this card. And number 3 for me, I'm going to go with Landry. Now, the reason why I have Landry here and why I have Jack Tatum all the way back in number 6 is because of really the height and the speed, right? 94 speed, whereas Jack Tatum had 93 speed, and Tatum's 5'10", and Landry is 6 feet tall. Now, we don't exactly know what the, block shed is going to be on Landry, but he is also a little bit of a bigger safety, right? Not only in just height, but also in weight. So weight does really matter, especially on next gen when it comes to trying to get fumbles or just big hits, everything like that. So with the 95 hit power, the 94 zone, 94 speed, 93 excel, and he's 6 feet tall, I think honestly there are still some, taller safeties that you would want to go with over Landry, but definitely not a bad pick. Now, obviously, everyone's going to point out the man coverage, right? 70 man. For me, I don't really put my safeties in man coverage. So if that's an issue for you, just don't get him then. I don't really see the point in not going with him. For me personally, with someone like Landry, maybe I'd kind of want to have him more down towards the box because I feel like he is kind of a pretty good block shedding safety. I'm going to assume that he will have some pretty good block shedding there. And of course, the hit power's there, the speed. You could have him as a deep roaming safety as well. He can kind of do it all. He is a zone archetype, so maybe don't expect his block shed to be crazy, but I don't exactly know what it's going to be, but I think it's going to be pretty good block shed. We'll see about the block shed there on Landry, but I do think that that card is going to be really good. And Landry, from years past, whenever I used him before, he always played really good for me. But at number 2, I'm going to go with Ahmad Rashad. Now, this card, just looking at it, right, it really doesn't look like anything crazy. And to be honest with you, it's not necessarily a crazy card. It really isn't. However, it is pretty solid because Ahmad Rashad is actually 6'2" with 94 speed. So he's got the speed, 92 jumping, 91 catch, 90 catch traffic, 94 spec catch. So you've got the speed, you got the spec catch, you got the height. And the route running all over 90. He's got 91, 90, and 92. And as you guys know, I love to take receivers as NCATs because I feel like they have the biggest longevity for a team. You could also go corners. You know, I like that as well. Or offensive linemen. Spoiler maybe for number 1 here. You guys may have noticed that already. But Ahmad Rashad here, I think this is a really solid pick. And as I said, longevity, right? It can be your wide receiver 2, your wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4, even coming off the bench. And if we take a look at his 90 overall team diamond, as I said, 6'2", you guys can see over there. But he's got 88 juke move, 91 spin move, 91 break tackle, 91 change of direction. So getting that change of direction, you know, to mid-90s, break tackle to mid-90s, spin mid-90s. The juke move's going to be low 90s as well. And then the run blocking isn't crazy, but for having great speed, route running all over 90, spec catch at 94 on this new card, and after the catch ability is gonna be really good. I like Rashad. And my number 1 player is going to be Bruce Matthews, and this one may surprise some of you guys, but really at this point in the game, when you get a pretty good offensive lineman like Bruce Matthews here, who has 95 pass block, 94 run block, and 94 strength, I think it's a great idea to take him and power him up. And there you go. You're done with center for the rest of the year, honestly. When you get to where you're getting 95 overall centers, 96 overall centers, whatever, which powered up, 95 overall, that have this good of strength, pass block, run blocking, everything, I think it's great. And Bruce Matthews can pretty much play any position. So that is why I have Bruce Matthews as my number 1 player. And although I think, you know, these Canvas Hero Part 2 players aren't necessarily the craziest cards in the world to get, you know, as a free 94 overall, some of them definitely can have some longevity and be pretty good cards. So with that being said, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, make sure you guys drop a like in the video. And of course, hit that sub button down below. Let me know which players you guys will be picking up from the solos. If you decide to do a master set, who will you be picking up? Hopefully you guys enjoyed. See you guys next time.